Camera speeding.
All
This
of us.
is session 006 of Martial Art Mindset. It's called Unity.
One, two, three. One, two, three, four. Now one, two, three. One, two, three, four, two. Two. Keep doing going. Three. Three. I started making up a punch. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I gotta get my breath on.
Started making.
I don't beatbox enough.
Punch song. Hey. Jab, cross, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Upper hook. Upper hook. Set a jab, cross, hook. Hook. Keep going.
Show the kicks.
Slip, jab. Slip, jab. Set, cross, upper hook. Slip, jab.
I got spit all in my hands.
Hey, you go wash your hands now.
Isn't it? I mean, it's probably. Yeah. That was fun.
Alright,
A cat.
hey. What's up, guys? This is Martial Art Mindset,
My name is Calvin,
and my name is Kevin.
and we are
The Blasian Twins.
Ooh, that was a little different there. He started off.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready.
I was gonna see if you were ready. And I wanted to
Today we're talking about something as a continuation of the previous two podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it three?
Three podcasts.
Previous three podcasts. Look at previous three podcasts. We've been talking about the mind. We talked about the body. We talked about the spirit. Now we're going to talk about that all together. And just like Queen Latifah, U-N-I-T-Y, U-N-I-T-Y, that's the unity is what we're talking about today. So how do we use that as far as mind, body, spirit? Unity! So, again, that's what we're talking about. This is martial arts madness.
This dude,
'Cause we're mad.
This dude, we play basketball. It's not even March. He's in March Madness.
Martial art mindset, because my mind is mad. No, this is martial art madness.
You said it again. Let's try it one more time.
Martial art mindset. There you go. Can calm down my spirit so I can
So, what martial arts mindset is? Well, he gets his mind together.
Mm-hmm.
Martial Arts Mindset is a podcast to help simplify and give a perspective of martial arts on different different things, so that we can share to the world what we've loved. We've been doing martial arts for 23 years.
You can ask how it was when you're standing at the bottom of the mountain and asking people walking down who just went to the top, how was it up there?
Or people you're walking with, you can ask them, how is it going on this side, going on this journey?
And then if you stop halfway up the mountain, you're not going to know what it's like at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different view from up there. So it's a different view when you take one step forward.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you're working on building up the understanding of what it is, that's why we started this podcast.
Mm-hmm. When you said earlier, like, if you stop, how are you gonna know what's at the top? It reminds me of this quote. I've heard it a long time ago, but it was just reminded of it. Just read it. I think it was on a fortune cookie, actually.
So Blasian.
I thought it was a good quote. It says, "The working ant makes it further than the lame ox or the still ox." So, if you're a small ant, you feel like you're that small worker ant that can't get anywhere, keep moving, because you're still going to go further than the sitting ox.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move on to the topic of today.
Yeah, I have this. this space.
Unity. You got something on your lip. You just gotta say
Oh, let's
it. You
go.
know. Oh, and we forgot to tell you all that if you're listening to the audio, you can't see that thing that Kevin just wiped off his lip.
How long was that there? Was that the whole intro?
It might have been. I don't know.
It is
But
what it is.
if you are listening to audio, make sure to go to YouTube/theblazientwins.com so you can see that little white speck on Kevin's lip. You can also see our previous podcast, our previous episodes, and videos to just keep the mission that we have going of spreading the love that we have for martial arts into everything that we do.
And we
So-
want the visuals to be able to just supplement and add to what you're already listening to.
Right. So it's free content. You can see it on YouTube, on Facebook, as far as visuals, as far as audio. We know we're on Spotify. Go on anchor.fm/theblazientwins. It'll be on the screen. Anchor.fm/theblazientwins. That's where if you have different platforms that you listen to your podcast on, you can see which one's there. Click the link. We have
everywhere.
all these platforms covered, so you have no excuse.
All over the place.
And so, with all these things that we were just talking about,
Let's get right into it.
unity. So, mind, body, spirit, as far as unity. You talk a little bit about it. I want to hear what you got to
What
say.
is unity? What is the definition of unity?
Oh, Google definition. Google always gives some fun stuff, so they might just give the Webster's Merriam.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But unity, as far as mind, body, spirit, we want to tie together the things we've been talking about. So there's this really interesting concept, and I have this book.
Look, I'm actually on the
Cool.
computer this time.
Yeah, I'm on the computer. This very interesting concept called Ikigai. So I learned about it from, and he saw it too. We watched it together. It's called Ikigai from Chris Doe. You know, we were watching his podcast from the future.
The future without the E.
Without an E.
It's a great channel.
Great
YouTube channel.
podcast. Y'all
Great
check out
podcast.
the future. You know, learned a lot of stuff on there. Us being creatives and entrepreneurs. Perfect channel to look at. We were watching that channel and he was talking about this interesting word, Ikigai. You tell what Ikigai is since you looked
Well,
at
I just brought up unity.
Fine.
So I'll look up
trying to
Ikigai in a second.
No,
But
I'll
let's
tell you
talk
what
about-
Ikigai is
Oh,
since
let's-
you're being
let's-
hard-headed.
Okay, let's go to the to the definition of unity right here.
Okay.
So the definition of unity, as by Google from Oxford Languages. See that at the bottom? I
Oh,
didn't even know that was
Oxford languages.
there. Okay.
Oxford.
Unity, the state of being united or joined as a whole.
Oh, you know what? I like number 2, what it says there.
Number one, it's talking about mathematics though. Like the slope of each dotted line is less than unity. So
But
that's
a lot of people have that mindset. It's a mindset you probably don't want to get stuck in. I'm number 1. No, let's tie it all together.
the state of being united or joined as a whole.
Joined as a whole. So for this episode, we're really talking about adding together the mind, body, and spirit holistically. And what does that look like as a martial artist?
What that looks like is the image that most people think of when they think of unity, or at least the image I think of is someone meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Someone being able to be still and peaceful in all this chaos, being able to unify it and move through space with the energy as compared to against it. That's really what unity is to me. You move
Mhm.
with what is around you. Don't try to change it, but you move with the flow, you move with it. And you use your mind to think through it, to have discernment. You use your body to move through it or
Mhm.
around it or wherever it's going or taking you. And you use your spirit for the intention from your emotions.
Intention, emotions. All these things that you just talked about is exactly what we learned from Chris Doe and what he learned from another book. Ikigai. It's a Japanese concept, and what it means is a reason for being. So,
That's like goes back to purpose.
back to purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever you're unifying the mind, body, and spirit correctly, you'll know your purpose and live in that purpose without even having to try. That's just your reason for being. Just like the trees have a reason for being. They have a purpose, but their reason for being is literally to sit in the same space and do the same thing. Now, we're more complex than a tree.
Because we can move around.
We have a mind, body, spirit. A tree doesn't have a conscious that we know of.
That we know.
We know or don't know. But as far as humans, we definitely do. And so the Ikigai, I'm going to read this chart here because when we were watching the podcast from Chris Do, he did it like just to find your purpose. So this is a great exercise to do if you have an issue like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do or what's the next step, especially during coronavirus.
This
now.
is the practical.
Practical. Straight up, like, get a pen and piece of paper out right now.
That's all we want. We want to know, how do we do it?
How do we
get there? It's nice that you talk about all these things, but how do we get there, Blasian twins?
How do you find your Ikigai, your reason for being? We're not going to sit here and fill it out, but I'm going to talk about, it's like what it looks like. Put it on the screen. It's a Venn diagram, and it's 4 circles. So of course you make the circles intersect, and where they intersect, it gives you something a little different. So the main points, main circles, what is it that you love? What the world needs. What you can be paid for. So
that's
in each circle you put what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, because we all need money to live in this world. I wish we didn't, but we did.
Or even if it's not money, you're getting paid in some way.
Either some time, some type of resources, something.
Resource.
And then in the 4th circle, you make a list of what you're good at. Now, of course, you do your best to try not to make all of them the same things, because they have a little different. If you watch Chris Doe's The Future podcast, we keep on bringing it up because it's really great. They break it down. They fill it out. So 1 circle, what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. And so there's circles and intersections in between.
We'll have it on the screen, so those of you that are just listening, if you need a visual, check out our vision on YouTube, Facebook.
Yes. So let's talk about where the 2 circles of what you're good at, which can be like a hobby, what.
Let's talk about it here. We're talking about the martial art.
Right. We're not going to list it out. You know what?
Let's just talk about what do we love.
We weren't going to list it out, but we should probably go ahead and list it out on the screen.
List it out.
Let's make it fun.
Let's make it. So,
all right. What are you good at?
We're going to start there?
Yes.
I'm good at martial arts.
No, that one definitely goes into what you love.
That one. So there's what you love?
So what you love, a deep passion.
I am good at martial arts.
And a hobby.
A hobby.
Like something that's like you're like a guru of, or something that you play.
Piano. I love playing piano.
Hobby,
I love drawing. Art is fun.
I'd like to think I'm good at making music. I've made some. I'll put some on the screen and y'all be the judge of that.
I mean, if you don't know, talk about making music. The intro song you hear to our podcast, we actually put together. We made that in like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we used GarageBand too. So
GarageBand. I mean, we got better tools now with GarageBand. But anyways, I like to think I'm good at making music. Pool, pretty good. Spades. What else? What else are you good at?
I like good at walking.
Good at walking. Good at connecting with people.
Oh yeah,
customer service.
Relatable.
So pretty much put skills that isn't. I'm sorry.
You can put passion and movement. Smokey, hey.
What is happening?
Hold on, don't talk about my cats like that. They just love each other a lot. Hey.
That was too much.
Yo, this looks like we're in a sunset somewhere.
Alright, anyways.
Sunset behind us.
Had I wouldn't say technical difficulty, but just a little quick little intermission. You hear them The
My cats are making
being
a fuss.
crazy.
They're making a fuss right now.
Yeah. Hey. Anyways,
Chill out.
What you're good at, you chill out now. Let them
Sorry.
be.
Hey, no, I'm just.
Let
they
them
need to-
be.
They better not knock that down.
What you're good at, taking care of cats.
Oh yeah, I am good at taking care of cats.
Mhm. All right.
What goes with that? If you can't figure out what you're good at, figure out these are actually part of the Ikigai diagram. Figure out your passion and your profession. So
Mhm.
we're not gonna go through all of this. Are we like all?
What? No.
But yeah, if you can't figure
That's
out, what
just
you're
an
good at,
example.
What's
So,
your passion? What's your profession?
What you love. I mean, what we love. We'll list one thing in each thing. What you love is martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
What the world needs. What is it that you see the world needs is what you would put in that column. So what is it that you see the world needs?
The world needs of more awareness of itself.
That's a deep one. That's a deep one.
Mm-hmm. That's what I see that the world
Mm.
needs.
And then what you can be paid for. I mean, you just list that off. I can be paid for shooting videos.
Mm-hmm.
I can be paid for being on TV or being in movies or
Lifting boxes.
lifting boxes.
We used to be package handlers at FedEx. In fact, there was a month where both of us got Employee of the Month at the same time.
at the same time.
We were good.
Oh
Yes.
man,
I remember.
I mean, we take any job seriously.
I remember this lady asked me. I had this spirit. This was mind, body, spirit goes together. This lady asked me. She was like, "Hey, Kevin, can you come up help us in this truck? We can't get this treadmill up." Like they had to get the treadmill out the truck onto the conveyor
The whole
belt so then they
treadmill.
can move it. I remember I picked it up somehow. I don't even know how I did it. Put it on my back. Walked that thing all the way to where it needed to. Put it down, and they were like, "Do you play football?"
Nope, I do martial arts. No, we're not football players.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I mean, we can like toss a ball around.
I know who hasn't played catch.
Who hasn't played catch? But we're not football players. Our dad would not let us play football. Our dad would never let us play football, and there was a reason for that. Is because he's like, just one play, and your leg or your knee can get snapped. Anything can happen. And how much damaging it is to your body. And there's a funny story that we have with football. Then we'll get back to the Ikigai. Want to tell this story?
No, you go ahead. I can start it. I can
Yeah,
do the
go
story.
ahead.
Okay. You got one half. You read the first half.
I'll read the second page.
Nice. So it started. We let everybody know we didn't want to play football because like our dad won't let us play football. So they told us one day when we were in the 7th grade, we got done trying out for the basketball team, and they told us that, hey, guys, meet us at this time. The coaches did meet us at this time in the gym. It was sometime early in the morning.
Like
So-
7 o'clock or something.
So we walk in the gym at the time they told us, and the lights were completely off.
Yeah, it's middle school gym. We're in like 7th grade, and we're like, what's happening?
Yeah, we didn't know. So go ahead. We walk into an empty gym with the lights off.
So then we go back out, and we see the football coaches. And we were like, hey, we're here for the basketball. Like, what's going on with that? He's like, oh, there's no basketball today, but we do got football over here if you guys want." So they tried to hoax us into playing football.
Because they could see how athletic we were.
And our dad was there, and he was like, nah.
We're driving home.
He just, like, mm-mm.
Yeah.
So, funny sidebar. Let's get back to, we talked about what you love, that circle. The next circle we need to talk about, what the world needs, which we already talked about that too.
Uh-huh.
What you can be paid for, we did talk about.
A little
So, the things in between it, there's intersections as you see, and I'm just going to name it. So, whenever you put what you love and what you're good at together, that's your passion. Whenever you put what you love and what the world needs together, that's your mission. That's a mission to whatever you want or think the world needs.
Your love is in alignment with the world's needs.
Better way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what the world needs and what you can be paid for is a vocation. So like, the world does need after school programs.
Mm-hmm.
And how many after school programs have you done?
I've done karate after school programs, but I've done it to so many different schools. I get them mixed up. I used to have to drive 5 days a week each to a different school. So at least 5 schools.
And how many kids? Like there's a video you showed me of a ton of kids.
Okay, it'll range from like 5 kids all the way to 30. So
Wow. So I mean, that's what the world needs.
after school programs aren't working out now because of
clearly,
COVID. Like,
right.
not going to have after school programs.
So these
really
clips
taking
are pre-COVID.
really taking away a lot of
Mm-hmm.
work from people. So got to keep that strong spirit. All right, what else?
And the last one, what you're good at, and what you can be paid for is your profession.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
What you're good at doesn't necessarily mean you like it.
right.
That's one thing.
Doesn't necessarily mean you love it. Doesn't necessarily mean the world needs it, and vice versa with all the other ones.
Like when we ran track, we were good at the 800-meter run. But I hated that race.
Oh,
we can there's actually some footage.
Talk about mind and using your body and still having that spirit to run. What was the picture you're talking about?
Oh, the video. Remember?
Video.
It was. Remember how our mindset was
Oh,
when we ran track. We strategized on the 800, but we
used our mind.
using our mind. It's a lot of the mind. And there was this guy who was 100 meters ahead. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
I think I still have the footage. So he was 100 meters ahead. And I remember thinking, this was on the 4x8 relay. So the 4x800, you would always start.
I was the first leg.
I was the last leg.
Because I was faster, so I would try to get the lead for us. Usually it was first, and then we, as you run against better people, you learn that real quick. There's always somebody better.
There always is.
You learn real fast in track.
Yeah, but I'm bringing this instance up because we got a lot of first place in the 4x800. But this race, we were down 100 meters. And I remember always thinking, like, I'm going to catch this guy. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get past him. I'm going to catch him. You remember that? You see it in the background. I get the baton and you see a flash of lightning in the background.
Oh, that was a medley.
Yeah, you remember that?
Medley, yeah.
And I ended up passing this guy. I had to use my mind to stay strong to say I can do it. I had to use my body to move and catch up to him. And I had to use my spirit to take me through to the finish line.
Talk about unity, which is perfect tie into unifying all these things that we said about the Ikigai, which is what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. And if you connect all those things together, in the middle is the Ikigai. If you actually took the time to write it down and fill it out, and if you saw it on the screen and you were following along and you hit pause
on your own time,
did it on your own time, whatever it was, we just kind of like gave some points. But if you filled it out and you're having a hard time knowing what your reason for being is, see what those things are. So you'll have different things in each part of the Venn diagram. And so select one of each of those things, see how it connects so you can see what your passions may be if you don't know what it is, what your mission for being is, so you can figure out what your vocation is, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. And also, so you can, if you don't know what profession you're going to, this is good for kids who are coming out of high school going into college.
Yeah, perfect for kids coming out of high school going to college because you had time to live and experience not a whole lot, but enough to learn, at least take the time to learn what you love, what you're good at, what kind of things you would want to get paid for, what you think the world needs.
So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make a PDF of the Ikigai Venn diagram, and I'm going to put let me get the author's name, because you'll be able to click a link in the description to download this so you can print it out, you can have it digital, and you can fill it in.
Make it easy for you guys.
Make it easy for you all. It takes us some work, but we're here giving free content. Why not give you a little bit more?
I want to help you out. Give you some worksheets.
Right, worksheets. Real school. It's going to say martial art mindset on the top. Oh man, it's gonna be great. So, unity as far as moving the body as a martial artist and our
Using the mind,
experiences
using the spirit.
in sports.
Mm-hmm.
The one question we just explained how to unify through literally writing it down.
When you write it down, it does something in the space, in the universe, to
Mhm.
your eyes, where it's now from your mind into something physical.
Imagine if Bruce Lee never wrote down any of those quotes that he had in the Tao of Jeet Kune Do.
Mm-hmm.
In all the books that he's had. Imagine if he didn't write any of those.
That's how important the written word is. Now, there was oral tradition before that, so it would be passed down, but there's power in the written word.
Like the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the Bible, it says the word is a sword. And that's the sword you want your spirit to wield.
That's really how we battle through each day normally, because I don't go around every day roundhouse kicking everybody.
No.
Like, that's not how I speak and get around. If I did
Right.
that,
Or deal with my problems or my anger.
right? If I did that, like, that's pure martial art. That's pure fighting and pure.
Mhm.
But that's not using the mindset. That's just using. When I could have used my words,
Mm-hmm.
I could use my words
Right.
to de-escalate a situation. What we're really learning is how to use our mind to think, get into the mindset, use our body to move, use our body to speak, and through our mind and our body, we can let our spirit's voice speak and let God spread out His own love.
And saying more to that about the sword being the word being the sword. Not just what you verbally say, but also what you tell yourself in your mind. Those words that replay in your mind. I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm never going to get better. She doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. All these words start to fill into your body. And you start to
feel
believe,
it.
and then it even causes cancer with that belief.
You can call it the pain body.
the pain body.
And we see it in different ways. Like, you can see when somebody has the weight of the world on their shoulders.
Right.
As they're like this.
Because their mind state is showing in their body, and then it's going to come out in their spirit.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Even just the clenching of your jaws
oh.
and the grinding of your teeth, if you do that in your sleep, that shows some kind of pain, some kind of tension somewhere that might lie deeper than just the physical. And then it becomes habituated in your body.
Right.
So
And-
then the voice, to me, the voice is the spirit. That's closing your voice off, all that tension.
all that tension, this tightness up here. I've had that tightness in my jaw because I've had issues grinding my teeth in my sleep because used to have nightmares pretty bad. And just feeling the tightness of there, and then you can actually, here's something practical that you can do.
First, become aware.
First,
Second,
become aware. Second, see what you can do. Use your body like this part everybody has, or thumb.
most people
Right,
have.
and if you're listening on the podcast, I'll do my best to explain. If you listen to the audio, but go check out the video to see. You feel here, and you can feel a little soft part that's there, and it's a muscle connected
Right
to
on
your
the
jaw.
inside of your
right on
ear.
the inside of right there. We'll try to push it right,
Connects
and
to you.
you can just I feel it. I'm pushing on the soft part, and I feel the pain. It's called referred pain when you feel it going elsewhere. I actually feel it going to my temple right now, and that means my jaw is a little tight there. And if you hold it and wait till that pain goes away
And relax into it.
and relax into it, yes, breathe into it.
Breathe into it.
Breathe into it is huge, important, because what's happening with the body, what's happening is it feels tense there. It feels on any part wherever you have tightness.
I do right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, that's what
Yeah,
I wanna say.
and when you touch it, it's
Ooh.
even tight to the touch, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's on a lot of people, and the reason why is because the nerves are
Mm-hmm.
so close to each other. So
Mhm.
when you touch it, you're feeling more nerves,
Hitting.
and because the muscle's tight.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to allow it to release safely. Now, we're not a doctor. We're not a
Yeah, for something.
chiropractor.
We're just explaining from our own experiences, but also go to a professional.
Right. Because, what we're explaining is kind of just
tension being there
Right.
from the mind, body, and your spirit, the
Mhm.
emotion.
and
What
how
emotion-
it manifests.
Yeah, what emotion is manifested in your tension?
Mm-hmm.
What emotion is it there? If it's in your knee, why does your knee hurt? Is it because you were exercising and did something wrong, so you just got to rest it? Or is it you feel like you can't get to where you're going to, and your body's starting to slow you down? Your body's starting to tell you, hey, this is how you're feeling.
So
So what do you do in those moments when you start feeling the pain, body? So we have the mind, the pain. Let's say you got to the point where you know where the emotion's coming from, where the pain is coming from. What do you do at that point? You already explained one where you can try to massage and relax into the pain.
yeah, if you feel that, there's other parts like just feel on it. Don't try to like just
Oh, you
literally
do that?
massage. Just push on it, not too
Are
long.
you telling me to do that? Or you
No, I'm just saying for people in general.
Uh-uh.
Just not about 90 seconds is what I recommend to be safe. But start loosening those muscles, and what you have written here on the board is your answer. What you do when you recognize what's going wrong in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit, you got to train.
Mm-hmm.
You got to train.
That's how we get here. We can do all these talking,
Mhm.
all this talking, but like you said, it's the training.
So how can you train your mind? What are some ways that you train your mind?
Yeah, let's try to unify it with the body and the spirit. So first,
Mhm.
first thing I do is relaxation. You want to get to a point where you want to be able to relax your mind so it's at ease and you can be able to observe your mind in a safe place. You have close your eyes in a safe place, get your body physically move it to a safe place, and then sit and become aware of your body. Wherever you're sitting, sink into that spot, feel it, feel your bones stacked on top of each other. Feel if your feet are on the floor because you're sitting in a chair, feel the floor on the ground, get stable like a rock, like a mountain. And then that's where you can start feeling your spirit. Once you feel your mountain, once you're nice and settled, you could breathe into it easily. Your mind is relaxed, your heart's at a good pace. Then you can start looking at the river of your mind and see what emotions come out. The emotions are a gauge that leads you to the spirit to see where are your heart's intentions or what is in your mind that is in opposition to your intentions, to your true intentions.
And what you just said, opposition, is the reason why you need to train. There is opposition. There's spiritual opposition. There's mental opposition.
There's physical.
There's physical opposition, which is what the physical aspect of martial arts, what everybody sees, is what they want. But that's why we start off the first thing's mind. So you gotta fortify
You can train
your
with that
mind.
anywhere.
Have to fortify your mind, and just like it says in Ephesians, you got to put on the armor of God. You got to use tools, know what tools are available to protect your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And as a martial artist, you learn how to protect your body, and how you train your spirit. That's all your journey, because we're all going through different things. We're all built differently, and we all think differently. So let's all practice more how to unify our mind, body, and spirit. I use my mind to think, I use my body to move, and I use my spirit to spread love.
That was great.
He's about to cry over here.
No, that was great. So, thank you guys for listening to this session of Martial Art Mindset.
Session 6006, Unity. Again, check out our previous episodes on Spotify. You can check it out on YouTube, on Facebook.
If you
Full
want the visual.
visuals, if
Full
you want it
visual.
on there, check out at the Blasian Twins. So thank you all for listening. This is Martial Art Mindset. My name is Calvin,
And my name is Kevin.
and we are the Blasian Twins.